Hi everybody, Toni Reavis along with Josh Cox at the Universal Sports Studios, where we just completed broadcasting the 2011 World Championships Men's Marathon at Daegu, South Korea. Abel Kirui from Kenya doubled back from his 2009 victory in Berlin with a 2:07:38 victory in hot, humid conditions, destroying the field over the last 11 or 12 miles, winning by over 2 minutes, the largest margin of victory in World Championship marathon history. And Josh, in, I think both of our opinion, the greatest World Championship performance in the marathon we've ever seen.
Yeah, undoubtedly, without question, today's performance by Kirui was off the charts, and it was the manner in which he did it. This course it's a loop course, 15K, 15K, and in the women's race 1 week ago, we saw the slowest times in World Championship history through 30K. Now, on our preview last week, I was saying I don't think the men are going to wait around as long. But what I did not expect was the move to be made from 20 to 25K was 14:43, which is ratcheting it down. That's good. That's some good running. But from 25 to 30K, Kirui ran 14:17, 14:18, which is blazing. Typically, in this kind of heat, this kind of humidity, that is suicide.
That was 4:36 pace for those 3.1 miles. The thing is, they started off at 2:15 marathon pace over the first 5K. If we take a look at our split sheets here, 15:57 for the first 5K, and the whole pack, of course, together. 31:21 through 10 kilometers. That was a 15:24 5K. Again, mirroring the women's race. Hot, humid conditions. The race started at 9 o'clock in the morning, Daegu time, 75 degrees, 65% humidity, just a little bit less humidity in the air than for the women, and yet not what you call good marathon conditions, especially for a championship race where time is not the issue. It's about position on the podium. And so when they kept ratcheting it down every 5 kilometers faster than the one before, finally at 20 kilometers, they went 1:01:43. That was a 15:15 5K split. Halfway, they passed in 65:07. So now we're at 2:10 marathon pace through halfway. There's 8 men together as the pack was whittled down pretty quickly with these faster and faster 5K splits.
Right, and at that point, we were thinking 2:10, 2:09. When they're hitting just a hair over 65, you know that it's going to be a negative split in a championship race. But the manner in which it happened was just completely mind-numbing.
Well, as they went from 20 to 25 kilometers, 25 kilometers, of course, 15.5 miles. But at 1 hour and 24 minutes, I marked it down on my sheet, Kirui began to stretch the pack and come free. He had a gap. They hit 25K in 1:16:26. That was a 14:43 5K. That blew open the 4-man pack and settled the issue as far as at least who was going to win the race if he can maintain.
Right.
And maintain he did. He didn't just maintain, because 14:43 didn't seem quick enough for Mr. Kirui.
Well, and that's the whole thing. The 14:40, had he gone another 14:40, and then his last 5K been, 14:17, 14:18, then you're going, okay, well, this is sort of the way that I could see it playing out. That's really impressive, a sub 14:20 in these type of conditions. But to do it from 25 to 30, that's 2-hour flat pace for you folks at home. 2 hours flat. To run 60 flat in the half marathon is really doing something on the world stage. And he threw that in from 25 to 30 in these kinds of conditions.
Yeah, and by the time he got to 35K, that's 21.7 miles. That was a 14:40 5K split there. And now the temperature is at 79 degrees. And his pace never faltered. His animated, beautiful 10K type of running, his high knees, nice back kick. I mean, you want to say if you look good as a runner, you shouldn't be a marathon runner, but this guy's got it both. He looks good and he's blazing fast, even in blazing conditions.
Very effective. He still had the pop in those legs, and you could see some chinks in the armor a little bit as he was getting closer to the finish, but it was nothing like the train wreck that you would expect for a guy running 43:40 for the 15K from 20 to 35 in these kinds of conditions. I mean, it's astonishing.
Yeah, only if you try to run yourself and try to beat Father Time does it make you just kind of scratch your head and say, what world are we living in? Which gravitational field are these guys dealing with? The 40K split, 2 hours and 38 seconds. He ran 15:15 and had a 2 minute and 35 second advantage at that point. He brought it in 2:07:38 to win his second straight gold medal. Vincent Kipruto, his teammate, in 2:10:06 unofficially, 2 minutes and 28 seconds behind. That's the largest margin of victory by well over a minute.
Landslide.
In 2005 in Helsinki, Luke Kibet won the race from Kenya with a 1 minute and 19 second advantage over the silver medal. This time, 2 hours and 28 minutes, and the battle for third fell to Faisa Lelesa from Ethiopia, as the Ethiopians are not having the world championships in Daegu that they would have hoped, and the Kenyans are just running away with all the distance events. It began last week with Edna Kiplagat and Priska Jeptu and Sharon Cherup. They swept the podium in the women's marathon. They've gone 1 through 4 in the 10K, 1-2 in the men's 1,500 meters, 1-2 in the steeplechase. It just goes on and on and on. And of course, Vivian Chariot won the double in the 5 and 10,000 meters on the track.
One of the best performances of the entire meet.
Anyway, what a great performance, Josh. A great performance. And as you were saying during the show, how do you like me now, Kenyan Federation? Do you think you'll put me on the provisional list for the London Olympic Games in 2012?
How about you don't leave the defending world champ off your provisional list? I mean, throw the guy a bone, right? And he made a statement today of the strongest kind.
Well, it was a marvelous, marvelous run by a great marathon runner. Now, later in September, Josh and I will be back. The Berlin Marathon next up on the schedule. That will be a burner, you can be sure. For now, for Josh, I'm Tony. See you next time.